Hey there, everybody. Welcome to my channel, The Magical Solution. My name is Lailani. It is Sunday, which means we have a guest here that is going to be talking with us about one of my favorite subjects in the whole wide world, but we're going to talk about it in a slightly different way. And I'm really excited to bring her on. But before we do, a little bit about our guest, Marlene Seven Bremner. Now, she was born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1983. She has a BA in Geography and Environmental Studies and is trained as a polarity therapist by the Institute of Holistic Health Careers. She's a self taught oil painter, author, poet, and musician, exploring esoteric themes arising from her study and practice of Hermeticism, alchemy, magic, astrology, and mythology. Seven developed her painting career in the Pacific Northwest, showing her work in both group and solo exhibitions along the West Coast and internationally, and now resides in the desert of New Mexico. She is the author of Hermetic Philosophy and Creative Alchemy, The Emerald Tablet, The Corpus Hermeticum, and The Journey Through the Seven Spheres. And her newest book, The Hermetic Marriage of Art and Alchemy, Imagination, Creativity, and the Great Work. All of these you can find on her website and on Amazon and on Inner Traditions' main website. I will leave all those links in the description below. But of course, without further ado, let's bring her on.
Hi, Lailani.
Hey! Welcome, welcome, welcome. First of all, thank you so much for saying yes to coming onto my show and most importantly for being patient with my wild schedule. Thank you.
Oh, I totally understand. This year's been pretty crazy for me too. So, yeah, I'm glad to
Yeah.
be here and just appreciate you inviting me to be on. So,
Of
excited to talk.
course. Now we gotta talk about you because so the reason why I was interested in bringing you onto the show first. Now, yes, it's my favorite subject, hermetics, alchemy, of course, beautiful, wonderful stuff. But you're an artist as well. Like you have a whole different approach to spirituality, to ritual, to your studies in esoteric world. And so I kind of want to know a little bit about you. Like, how did you merge or bridge that gap? What caused you to get to that point?
Oh, well, it's kind of a long story, but
Do it.
I grew up in my mom was an artist, and the whole side of her family were artists and creators. And so there was a lot of that influence growing up, and I was
Yeah.
very artistic as a child. But, as many of us do, I kind of lost faith in myself as I got older, and in the talents that I had, and just, didn't think I was good enough to be an artist. And for some reason, going to art school, and it just was never kind of an option. It was never presented as an option. So I went to school for other things, and all the while was very interested in pursuing my spiritual practice and understanding and exploring many different avenues of that as a teenager and into my 20s. And after college, I decided to pursue my interest in energy medicine and in natural healing. And so I went to school for another 5 years to study polarity therapy. And that was sort of my introduction to hermetics. And while I was going through that training program, I was also coming back to my creative practice and allowing myself to explore that. And, I had moved to Olympia, Washington, and that's a town full of musicians and artists and very eclectic people. And so I got really inspired to reconnect with my creativity and to apply myself and see if I could get better as a painter. And so I was learning all about the body and esoteric anatomy, relationships between what's happening within us and what's happening in the cosmos. And at the same time, teaching myself how to oil paint. And so the beginning of that process, I was really interested in exploring how to visually express these things I was learning about the esoteric anatomy of the body and the way energy works, but specifically how it felt to me. So my early works were kind of based around the chakras and exploring that. And it was also around this time that I went through a really difficult period in my life, what I consider to be the dark night of the soul. And all of the energy medicine tools and yoga and things that I had worked with for a long time no longer really seemed to help the situation that I was in. So I needed something new. And what presented itself to me at that time was alchemy. So I was learning about alchemy and integrating the principles that I was learning into my creative process. And that period in my life really formed the foundation for everything that I've done since then with both my art and with the writing in these two books. Are you still there? I think our connection got a little interrupted, but I don't know if the audience can still hear me or if Lailani can hear me. Hello out there.